Hello friends, you are watching my YouTube channel Zorgesar Biology. In today's lecture, we are going to study about the process, very important process, that is the DNA replication. The meaning of word replication means to make the exact copy of itself. DNA can duplicate itself at the time of cell division. Understood? DNA is the genetic material, as we have previously studied. The DNA is the genetic material, and this genetic material directs or controls majority of the processes in the cell, and it can produces majority of the components. It can direct the biochemical reactions in the cell, and so the DNA is the genetic material. So each and every cell will receive the exact genetic material to direct the all biochemical reactions. And at the time of cell division, particularly in the interphase of the cell cycle, in the S phase of interphase, S means the synthesis phase. In the S phase of cell cycle, DNA multiplies or the DNA duplicates itself. That duplication is nothing but the DNA replication. And DNA is the very important structure in the cell which directs the biochemical reactions. Majorly, DNA performs the two types of functions. The first one is the heterocatalytic function. The first one is the heterocatalytic. The meaning of the word heterocatalytic function means DNA produces some other components other than itself. DNA produces other components other than itself. That is the formation of RNA. Formation of RNA is there. Formation of proteins. Formation of proteins are there. DNA, when DNA produces RNA or when DNA produces proteins, this function comes under heterocatalytic function of DNA. Understood? The heterocatalytic function of DNA, when DNA produces other component other than DNA synthesis. This is the heterocatalytic function, that is production of RNA, that is nothing but the transcription, and production of proteins, that is nothing but the translation during the protein synthesis. And the second function of DNA is the autocatalytic function. The second major function of the DNA is the autocatalytic function. Now, the autocatalytic function means when DNA synthesizes DNA itself or DNA produces DNA itself, this function is called as the autocatalytic function of DNA, that is through the DNA replication process. DNA replication process. Understood the autocatalytic function of DNA? DNA replication means when the DNA produces its exact copy. Replica means a copy. Understood? Now the DNA replication takes place during the S phase of interphase of cell cycle, and this replication ensures the exact genetic distribution of equal genetic material in the daughter cells, because each cell must have the genetic material to direct the biochemical reactions and to direct the heterocatalytic and autocatalytic function within the cell. And this replication process takes place through various steps, and this replication first time was demonstrated or proposed by the Watson and Crick. And this replication is semi-conservative in nature. Semi-conservative means in the daughter DNA molecules, the parental DNA strands are conserved. Later on we will study the semi-conservative nature, and this replication takes place through these various steps. The first stage is the activation of nucleotides. Now, the nucleotides are activation of nucleotide. Nucleotide means these are the nitrogenous bases like adenine, thymine, cytosine and guanine. All these four types of nitrogenous bases are present in the nucleoplasm, surrounding nucleoplasm, and activation of nucleotides means initially these nitrogenous base pairs, these nitrogenous bases are present in their monophosphatase, DAMP. Now deoxyribose, adenine monophosphate, deoxyribose, thymine monophosphate, deoxyribose, cytosine monophosphate and deoxyribose, guanine monophosphate. These nitrogenous bases initially they are present in their monophosphatases, and now the activation of these nucleotides takes place with the help of enzyme phosphorylase. With the help of enzyme phosphorylase, and the process is called as the phosphorylation. Phosphorylation means addition of phosphate group. This DAMP is get converted into the DATP, DTMP, deoxyribose, thymine triphosphate, deoxyribose, cytosine triphosphate and deoxyribose, guanine triphosphate. Now the monophosphatases get converted into their triphosphatases, and these triphosphatases are nothing but the activated nucleotides, and these nucleotides are ready to join to their complementary bases. Understood the activation of nucleotide? Now the second step is the point of origin. Now where this process is starts, this is called as the point of origin. I have drawn two figures here. This first figure indicates this is the double helical structure of DNA. DNA is made up of two strands, and these two strands are anti-parallel, which runs opposite to one another. The first strand runs from 5 prime to 3 prime end. 5 prime means here the fifth carbon phosphate is free. 3 prime means third carbon hydroxyl group is free. This marks the polarity of the strand. The 5 prime end, the opposite strand runs from 3 prime to 5 prime end. This running or this nature or this polarity is called as an anti-parallel nature. Both the strands are anti-parallel to the one another, and the point of origin, DNA is the long molecule, approximately 2.2 meters long molecule is there. Now where this replication starts, the replication starts at the particular point. The point of origin is called as the point O. This is the point of origin where replication process starts, and this point of origin is repeated several times in the DNA molecule. Many point of origin are present in the eukaryotic DNA. In the prokaryotic DNA only one origin point is there, and termination point where this process stops or where this process completes is called as a termination point, or it is called as a T point. Understood the point of origin? Point of origin means where the replication process starts. Within a single DNA molecule, many point of origin and termination points are present, which are repeated several times. Origin point, and this process or the origin or the initiation of the process is started by the enzyme endonuclease. Endonuclease makes a cut within the DNA molecule, or endonuclease makes a cut or make a nick within a single strand, within any strand of this DNA molecule at the origin point. Endonuclease cuts the DNA temporarily. Endonuclease cuts the DNA temporarily at the origin point to initiate the process of replication. Understood the point of origin? And the process is initiated or started by the enzyme endonuclease by making a cut within a DNA molecule. Now the unwinding of DNA. Unwinding means the DNA is the double-stranded helical structure. Unwind means these two strands get separated from each other. This is nothing but the unwinding of DNA or the separation of two DNA strands. the separation of DNA strands, and this unwinding of DNA or the separation of DNA is facilitated by the DNA helicase enzyme by breaking these weak hydrogen bonds within the nitrogen bases. This unwinding of DNA strands, this separation of DNA strands is by breaking these weak hydrogen bonds between the nitrogenous bases, and this unwinding or breaking of the hydrogen bond between these two strands or the two nitrogen bases is done by the enzyme DNA helicase. Is done with the help of enzyme DNA helicase. Now these two strands get separated from each other, having complementary bases. There is a chance of unwinding or rejoining of these strands. There is a chance of unwinding or rejoining of these strands, and to prevent the rejoining or to prevent the rejoining of the strand is prevented by SSBP. The separated strands, these strands get separate from each other, and these separated strands are prevented from rejoining by SSBP. SSBP means single-stranded DNA binding proteins. SSBP means single-stranded DNA binding proteins temporarily bind the nitrogen bases to prevent the rejoining of the strands. Understood? The unwinding of DNA is by the enzyme DNA helicase, and rejoining is temporarily prevented by the SSBP, single-stranded DNA binding protein. Now, the fourth step is the replication or the replicating fork. Now, what is the replicating fork? When the DNA strands get separate from each other, this looks like a replication fork. This is the Y-shaped replication, inverted Y-shaped, the replication fork. This is nothing but the replication fork. Replication fork means the parent DNA is separated from, DNA strands are separated from each other, forming the two template strands. Forming the two template strands or the mold strands. This figure shows the replication fork. This is the replication fork. And when the unwinding, the DNA molecule is the helical structure, and when the unwinding takes place, when the unwinding of DNA takes place, it exerts a strain or the force over these template strands. This exerts a force when the unwinding or the uncoiling of these strands takes place during the separation. This exerts a strain or the force over these strands, and to minimize the force, the enzyme used is the super helix relaxing enzyme. These helix are relaxed from each other during the uncoiling of the strands. This exerts a strain or a force over these template strands, and to minimize the force, to relax the force, the enzyme work is super helix relaxing enzyme, and this super helix relaxing enzyme forms this replication fork. Understood the replicating fork? Next step to this is the synthesis of new strands. Now the DNA gets separated from each other. DNA strands get separated from each other. Now the synthesis of new strands. New strands are synthesized. The old strand I have shown in the white. I have shown from the white chalk, and the newly synthesized strands I have shown with the red chalk. Now the synthesis of new strands. The synthesis of the new strand on the template. These separated strands acts as a template or the mold. This separated strand acts as a template or the mold, and on these template strands, or on these molds, the complementary nitrogen bases are added. The complementary nitrogen bases are added to form the new strands or to form the synthesis of new strand. Understood? And this synthesis of new strand, the process of synthesis of new strand is initiated by the small RNA molecule. The RNA molecule is called as the RNA primer. the small RNA molecule is called as a RNA primer, and this RNA primer get attached to the 3' end of the template strand. RNA primer get attached here to the 3' end of the template strand, and the newly synthesized strand takes place from 5' to 3' direction on 3' template. Understood? This process is initiated by the RNA primer. RNA primer binds to the 3' end. Here the 3' end is here, and on this strand the 3' end is here. This is the 3' end here. The RNA primer gets attached. Here RNA primer gets attached. This is the RNA primer. This is the RNA primer. This is the RNA primer. Yeah? And here it is the RNA primer which get attached at the 3' end. And synthesis of strand takes place from 5' to 3' direction always. Remember, the newly synthesized strand's direction is from 5' to 3' direction always. Here 5' to 3', 5' to 3', 5' to 3', 5' to 3' as the unwinding proceeds. Now, the synthesis of new strand begins with the joining of RNA primer at 3' end. RNA primer get attached at the 3' end of the template strand. Template means a mold on the where the free nitrogen bases are present. Now, the DNA polymerase, the very important role is played by the DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase attracts here. We will show the DNA polymerase here. This is the DNA polymerase. Here is the DNA polymerase. Here is the DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase. Now, this DNA polymerase attracts the new nitrogen bases. DNA polymerase attracts the new nitrogen bases, new complementary nitrogen bases, and these complementary nitrogen bases get attached to the template's nitrogen bases. For example, here adenine nitrogen base is free, where thymine nitrogen base is attached by the DNA polymerase. Here cytosine nitrogen base is free, where guanine nitrogen base is attached by the DNA polymerase. Now, the synthesis or the attraction of the nitrogen bases is with the help of DNA polymerase. The process is initiated by the RNA primer at 3' end, but after RNA primer there is presence of enzyme DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase get attached at the 3' end, and DNA polymerase attracts the new complementary nitrogen bases and joins to the template's nitrogen bases one after other to synthesize a strand. Now, these strands, next step is the leading and lagging strand. Now, what is the leading and lagging strand? The two complementary strands are synthesized, and the direction of the complementary synthesis, the direction of synthesis of complementary strand is antiparallel, opposite to each other. The one strand is synthesized continuously. The one strand is synthesized continuously from 5' to 3' direction. 5' to 3' direction. This strand is synthesized continuously on the leading template. On the leading template, the direction of leading template is 3' to 5', and on 3' to 5', the continuous synthesis is from 5' to 3'. This continuous synthesis is called as a leading strand. The strand which is continuously synthesized is called as a leading strand, but on the next strand, on the opposite strand, there is no free 3' end. There is no free 3' end because the 5' template is here. The lagging template is 5' to 3'. Then where is the 3' end? As the unwinding proceeds, it can free the 3' end here. Here is the 3' end. Here is the 3 prime end. It can free 3 prime end here, and the synthesis is takes place discontinuous. The synthesis is takes place discontinuous as the space is available, because here 5 prime to 3 prime only this segment is synthesized first. As the unwinding proceeds, again this segment is available for the synthesis of new strand from 5 prime to 3 prime. Again the uncoiling proceeds, and now the space is available to synthesize the strand from 5 prime to 3 prime. So on the lagging template, the synthesis of strand is discontinuous. The synthesis of strand is discontinuous, or the synthesis of strand is in the parts, or in the fragments, and these fragments are popularly known as Okazaki fragments. These fragments are first time demonstrated by the scientist Okazaki. These fragments are called as the Okazaki fragments. Understood the Okazaki fragments? Now, leading template. On the leading template, the newly formed strand is synthesized continuously, so it is called as a leading strand. This is called as a leading strand, and the direction of leading strand is always 5 prime to 3 prime on 3 prime to 5 prime template, and this template is called as a leading template. And on the opposite hand, on the opposite strand, the synthesis is discontinuous, but it is in the 5 prime to 3 prime direction opposite to the leading strand. And the lagging strand, the template is runs from 5 prime to 3 prime. Lag means a gap, and the synthesis of lagging strand takes place through the gaps. This is discontinuous through the fragments, and these fragments are popularly called as the Okazaki fragments. Understood? Now, the maturation of Okazaki fragments. Maturation means this synthesis takes place in the fragments. So these fragments must have to join together, and this is nothing but the maturation, and these fragments are joined together by the very important enzyme. This is the DNA ligase. Now, after completion, the DNA ligase will join these Okazaki fragments to make the strand continuous. After completion of the process, these fragments or these Okazaki fragments are joined with the help of enzyme DNA ligase to make the strand continuous. Understood the maturation of Okazaki fragments? The very important, remember, the Okazaki fragments are joined together with the help of enzyme DNA ligase. Ligase joins the DNA fragments. Now, the removal of the RNA primer. Initially, I have told this process of synthesis is initiated by the RNA primer. So, these RNA primers must have to remove from the place. And this removal of RNA primer is done with the help of enzyme DNA polymerase 1 in the prokaryotes. The removal of RNA primer is done with the help of enzyme DNA polymerase 1 in the prokaryotes, and DNA polymerase alpha in eukaryotes. Understood? DNA polymerase alpha in the eukaryotes. This removal of RNA primers, now the process gets completed, and removal of the RNA primer. These are the small RNA molecule joined at the 3 prime end. These RNA molecules or the RNA primers are not required at the completion, and these RNA primers are removed by the process by the enzyme DNA polymerase 1 in prokaryotes and DNA polymerase alpha in eukaryotes. Now, the formation of double helix. What is the double helix? Now, these two daughter DNA molecules are formed. These two daughter DNA molecules are formed from the single parental DNA. From the single parental DNA, two daughter DNA are formed. Now, this DNA twist or get twisted up around each other by the enzyme DNA gyrase or this forms the double helical structure, or two daughter DNA molecules are formed with the twisted nature, with the twisted structure, and this DNA helix or the two daughter DNA are formed helical with the help of enzyme DNA gyrase. With the help of enzyme DNA gyrase, which is also called as a topoisomerase. DNA gyrase, or which is also called as a topoisomerase, formation of double helix. Double helix means the daughter DNA are also the double stranded structure which runs anti-parallel to one another, and as we have known, the DNA is the twisted double helical structure. This helical nature is because of the DNA gyrase enzyme, which is the DNA topoisomerase enzyme. This forms the double helical daughter DNA molecule, and now the final step is the formation of daughter DNA molecule. These two DNA molecules get separated from the parent strand, or from the parent strand these two daughter DNA molecules are formed from the parent strand. But the very important thing is the one strand acts as a template, comes from the parent DNA. So this strand is the old strand, this strand is the old strand, and on the old strand of the parental DNA, new strand is constructed, or new strand is synthesized. So the half of the strand from the daughter DNA molecule is conserved, half of the strand is from the parent DNA, and half of the strand is newly synthesized strand. So the very important thing is this DNA replication is semi-conservative in nature. This DNA replication is semi-conservative in nature because the half strand is conserved from the parent DNA molecule. Half strand is conserved from the parent DNA molecule. So the very popularly this replication is termed as a semi-conservative replication of DNA, in which half of the DNA or the one strand is conserved from the parent DNA molecule and another strand is newly synthesized on the template strand of parent. And this semi-conservative nature is proved experimentally with the help of E. coli and heavy isotope of nitrogen by the Michelson and Stahl. They proved the semi-conservative nature of DNA replication. Understood the DNA replication process? The very important, the process activation. The process starts from the activation of nucleotides, and activation is done by the enzyme phosphorylase. The entire process is governed by different enzymes. The activation of nucleotide by the phosphorylase, point of origin, or the initiation by the endonuclease enzyme by making a cut within the or making a nick within the DNA molecule, unwinding of DNA by the helicase enzyme, and rejoining is prevented by the SSBPs or the single stranded DNA binding proteins. Replication fork, the strain is minimized over the replication fork by the super helix relaxing enzyme. Next one, the process of synthesis of new strand is begun with the help of attachment of RNA primer at the 3' end, and this process or the attraction of nitrogenous bases from the nucleoplasm and addition of complementary nitrogen bases one after other is done with the help of DNA polymerase. Now the leading and lagging strand. Leading strand is continuous strand from 5 which runs from 5' to 3' direction. Lagging strand is a discontinuous strand which runs from 3' to 5' direction, and the fragments are called as the Okazaki fragments. The fragments of the lagging strand are called the Okazaki fragments, and maturation, that is the joining of these Okazaki fragments, is done with the help of enzyme DNA ligase. Next, the removal of RNA primer which initiates the process of synthesis of new strands. This removal of RNA primer is done with the help of DNA polymerase 1 in prokaryotes and DNA polymerase alpha in eukaryotes, and formation of double helix, formation of the twisted daughter DNA molecule or the helical structure is done with the help of DNA gyrase, or which is also called as the DNA topoisomerase enzyme. Understood the replication of DNA? The replication is semi-conservative, proved by the Michelson and Stumpf. Understood the replication of DNA in eukaryotes? This is the process takes place in eukaryotic DNA at the time of S phase of interphase. S phase means synthesis phase, where the genetic material gets double so as to distribute in daughter cells. तुम्हाला जर व्हिडिओ आवडला असेल तर नक्की लाईक करा. व्हिडिओ पूर्ण बघितल्यानंतर वॉच्ड कम्प्लिटली अशी कमेंट बॉक्स मध्ये करायची. ठीक आहे. थँक्यू.